When we meet new people and we form really strong connections and relationships with them, we can often wonder, is this a soulmate? Is this a twin flame? With certain people, we feel much stronger connections than with others. In astrology, there are many different ways and methods to see if a relationship is destined, if a relationship is karmic, if it is a soulmate or a twin flame relationship. Before I continue to tell you which aspects are indicators of a soulmate relationship, I'm first just going to explain to you how soulmate relationships work in astrology. In many forms of astrology, one takes into account karma and reincarnation. The belief goes that we all have soul groups and we travel through different lifetimes with these soul groups. This means that the people that are in our lives right now were people that were in our lives before and might possibly be people that will be in our lives in the future. Sometimes people can only be with us in certain lifetimes and perhaps not in other lifetimes if the karma has been resolved. Sometimes we can meet new people and form new karmic bonds with them, and we continue to explore relationships with them throughout many incarnations. It's important to bear in mind that there is no such thing as one soulmate. When our soul comes to existence within a particular life, it has chosen to undergo specific experiences, to learn certain lessons, and to resolve certain karmic bonds. In order for us to have all these experiences, undergo these lessons, and resolve these karmic ties, we need to have many different experiences with many different people. Sometimes that experience can only come from a few people. Sometimes that experience can come from many different people. Not every single person you meet will be a soulmate, but many people you do meet can be your soulmates, as these people can become lovers, friends, business associates. Anyone that you have a very strong connection with can be your soulmate, even if it's not someone that you are romantically involved with. The types of aspects between two people in a synastry chart will indicate which type of relationship they will have in this lifetime. Is it a karmic relationship? Is there unresolved karma these two people need to get through? Or is it a relationship that there are no karmic bonds associated with? Very often when a relationship with a person is fated, we can feel it. When we meet this person, we feel intensely connected to them. We feel like there is something we need to learn from them. There are specific experiences we need to have with them. Other people we meet, we might not feel this way about, and it can be because we do not share these soulmate connections with them. So now I'm going to tell you which aspects in synastry charts are indicators of karmic and soulmate relationships. The first thing to look at is the vertex. The vertex is a point in your chart that when it comes into a conjunction with another person's personal planet, or it comes into aspect with another person's angles, which is the ascendant, the descendant, the midheaven, and the imam kuli. It then indicates that the relationship is karmic. It is said when there are connections between personal planets and the angles with the person's charts with the vertex, it indicates a highly karmic relationship with a lot of karma to resolve within this lifetime. Often the vertex does not indicate a soulmate relationship, but it indicates a fated relationship that will cause a person to learn a lot in this life. You often have these vertex aspects with your teachers, your bosses, and people who tend to give you opportunities in life. Usually the vertex is an indicator of one of the people in the relationship having to pay back some unresolved karma to the other person. So often in these relationships, one person can bring things to the other person that is highly beneficial in their life. The next thing to have a look at is the 7th house. The 7th house indicates the house of marriage and partnership. Very often, when a person has many planets located within your 7th house, you can feel a very strong connection to them. You will feel like this is a person you can marry and that you can spend your life with. The reason for this is because in astrology, there's also this concept of opposite signs and how opposite signs are incredibly compatible even though they're very different. It is said that a person's twin flame is literally the other half of you. So it is your soul that has split itself into two. The other half of you won't be identical to you. It can be your polar opposite side. So it is believed in astrology that people who have very strong polar opposite aspects can be twin flames. So what I mean by this is, let's say a person has many aspects within Gemini, and then another person has a lot of aspects in Sagittarius. This can indicate a twin flame relationship because they each share this opposite side of the soul. With the seventh house, a similar concept applies. First house is an indicator of the person's personality as well as their soul mission. A person who has a lot of aspects in the seventh house in relation to a person's natal chart can also in essence represent this polar opposite type of personality, which then can be an indicator of two halves of the soul coming together. It is actually believed that the more opposition aspects there are between two people in a natal chart, the stronger their soulmate or twin flame connection is. The next thing to have a look at is Mars and Venus. Now, the thing about Mars and Venus is when there are positive aspects between two people's Mars and Venuses in their natal charts, it indicates a strong attraction. It indicates a lot of love, a lot of passion. All these good things may be present, but an important thing to bear in mind about Mars and Venus is that often when there are solely strong Mars and Venus aspects present in two people's synastry charts, it doesn't indicate that the relationship is karmic or fated, but it actually indicates that these people have more of an attraction to each other based on their qualities and what they see in each other. So very often with these Mars-Venus relationships, it can be new relationships that emerge in this lifetime that's not based on previous karmic bonds. These Mars and Venus relationships can feel very carefree. It can feel very duty-free. It can feel like there's not a lot of things they need to work through, not a lot of difficulties they need to resolve, and things are just pretty much easy. When people have extremely strong Mars and Venus aspects, but they lack other aspects that are indicators of karmic or soulmate relationships, it means that they formed a new connection within this lifetime, and they still need to go through new experiences together, which will then create new karmic bonds for them. The next thing to have a look at is the north and the south node of the moon. I believe the north and the south node of the moon to be the most important indicators of karmic relationships. The north and the south node indicates to us what our soul needs to work through, what our soul needs to learn, what karma our soul needs to resolve in essence. When another person has planets in a conjunction with your north and south node of your moon, it often means they are highly important people in your experience of life. These people are incredibly important for you to be able to actually fulfill your soul purpose. Without the experiences you have with these people, without the lessons these people will teach you, your soul will not have the fullest experience that it can possibly have. You need these people in your life in order for you to actually fulfill your destiny. This is why I believe that when we have these north and south node connections with other people, especially with their personal planets, it means that these people are incredibly important in our journey of life. North node indicates what we need to learn. So when another person has their personal planets in a conjunction with our north node, it means that they have something they need to teach us. When our personal planets are in a conjunction with another person's north node, it means that we have something that we need to teach them. When our south node is in a conjunction with another person's personal planets, this means that this people needs to help us evolve and let go of who we once were. When our personal planets are in a conjunction with another person's south node, it indicates that we need to help them in their journey and their process of letting go of their past self and becoming who they need to be. Very often, people that we have positive north node connections with, such as the conjunction, the sextile, or the trine, these are people who will be positive influences in getting us to become who we need to become. When our north node is in a negative aspect with another person's personal planets, such as the opposition or the square, it means that this person is going to, in essence, hold us back in a way from who we need to really become. It means that this person is going to really challenge us to become who we need to become. But before we can actually do this, we need to undergo a process of resistance. We need to go a process of difficulty with this person before we actually realize the things we need to. The last thing to have a look at when it comes to karmic relationships is Saturn. When your Saturn is in an aspect with another person's personal planet or vice versa, it indicates that there are very, very important lessons that need to be learned in this relationship. Saturn is in essence the teacher. However, it is also a very limiting planet. This means that when we have these Saturn connections with people, these relationships feel highly restrictive. These relationships feel highly limiting. Very often we can have these Saturn aspects with our parents, or we can have Saturn aspects with very important authority figures in our lives. Because in essence, people we share Saturn connections with are people that are here to teach us the hard knocks of life. They're here to show us that life is not easy, but also they can be very solid and stable influences within our lives through those lessons. People who we have Jupiter connections with can be people that can really help us grow and help us expand. But these aren't necessarily people that will teach us a lot of our karmic lessons through letting us experience the difficult things in life, the difficult lessons in life. Our relationships that are highly Saturn influenced can feel very, very difficult, cause a lot of emotional upsets, a lot of heartbreak. But what these people are in essence doing is trying to make us become the best versions of ourselves we need to be. They're limiting us so we don't make the wrong choices and do the wrong things. So this is my video on how to look at karmic, soulmate, or twin flame relationships in synastry charts. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments what you thought of this video. Do you share any of these aspects with important people in your life? Subscribe to my channel if you have not already. Check out the link to my website below if you'd like to see what services I offer. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you next time.